Are you feeling completely drained and like you're pouring everything into your family's needs, but your home is a place where everyone just dumps their stuff and there's piles of stuff shouting at you from every corner? You're not alone. Did you know that 48% of parents are overwhelmed by the stress of this, and it rises even more if you're parenting a neurodiverse child? Often at home, all the clutter, the piles of laundry, the magnets on the fridge, the piles on the side of the sink. For parents of neurodiverse kids and for the children themselves, it can be really overwhelming. So it's about reducing that visual noise. Today, I want to show you 5 science-backed tips, really simple ones, that can turn that overwhelming environment into a sensory-friendly sanctuary where everyone feels calmer, they can focus better and sleep better and just feel more relaxed in that environment. Habit number 1, the Launchpad. So this is all about predictability, because for ADHD or autistic children, they crave predictability as well as neurotypical kids, but it's even more important for them. For autistic and ADHD kids, transitions like leaving the house for school can be a massive trigger for overwhelm and dysregulation. So having a Launchpad right by the door will really support them. So the Launchpad is a box filled with everything they need for school: their school bag, their scarf, their coat, their hat. Obviously their shoes wouldn't go in the same bin, that would be next to it. But it's about keeping everything they need in one space so it can be easily found. Why does this work? Because instead of that 10-minute frantic search for everything before you go out the door, it just removes all of that fear and stress because everything's in one place. And over time, it will teach them to put their things in this Launchpad box as soon as they come in the door, and they know where to find it on the way out. When the environment tells the child's brain what to do next, it makes everything so much smoother. Habit number 2, the rule of 3. So parental burnout and stress happens when we have too much on our plate, too many visuals, too much stress, and our brain can't focus. Often our living rooms and kitchens are cluttered with too much paperwork, toys, and coffee mugs from the day before. The habit? Use the rule of 3 on your coffee table, for example. So only choose the top 3 items that are your favourite things, like your coffee table books, a lovely candle, maybe a flowering plant. Once a day, take 5 minutes to sit at the table, make sure only those 3 favourite items are on it, and remove any bits and bobs and pop them on a shelf under the table or in a storage box by the side, giving your nervous system a rest from processing all that excess data. Habit number 3, say no to visual noise. What do I mean by that? Well, we often feel the need to display everything that our child does in terms of art on the walls, but all of that visual noise can actually feel physically painful for them sometimes. I recently worked with a lovely family who had an 8-year-old child who was really struggling with overwhelm and not being able to focus. They just didn't have enough space for everything. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of clutter and overflowing toys everywhere in the room. Their single wardrobe was overflowing with clothes, and their shelving system didn't have enough storage. It really did look chaotic, and the problem is when a child is surrounded by chaos, it's not just visual for them, it becomes emotional. It can spike up their anxiety, it can really disrupt their ability to play, to focus on anything, and to switch off at night. So what did we do? We swapped out the single wardrobe that wasn't big enough for a larger one with 2 drawers underneath. We also added 2 storage baskets to the top of the wardrobe with items that they didn't use very much. We added labels to boxes in the storage shelving system where they had their toys and books so they could find things easily, and we reduced the wall decor to just a few of their favourite pieces. The result? By reducing that visual clutter, the child found it so much easier to sit at their desk and focus on their homework. They started sleeping better, and they just felt so much more grounded in their room because everything had a place and it was organised. which meant their brain was organised. Also, we zoned their room so that every area of their room was meant for specific activities. So they had an area to play, rest, focus and sleep without intermingling them. They started sleeping better. They felt so much less overwhelmed because their room was now a safe grounding anchor for them. Habit number 4, the conscious hide. So what does that mean? Well, it's all about creating an area that allows you to focus on what you're doing. So for example, if you have your children's desk and there's wires exposed, there's pens everywhere, there's bits of work that they've half finished, it's impossible for them to focus. A clear desk with a lamp, a place for their pens and papers, and their computer if they need it, allows the brain to focus. So all of these excess items, you can put them in a drawer or a cupboard next to their desk. So they're not seen, but they're there to use if they need them. That instantly flicks a switch from chaos to calm. Finally, stop saying I should, and that removes the shame and the guilt. The mindset to use. So instead of saying I should tidy up that clutter in the corner and create a nice space for them to sit, say I could create a little reset zone in that corner, and it just removes that pressure to be the perfect parent, and instead it kind of opens up a neuro pathway that opens up possibility in a positive way, and it makes you feel more inclined to do that activity. If you were to bring a little beanbag in there and a nice soft light and some fidget toys, a cuddly toy and a weighted blanket, just a few little items for your child to have a space to decompress when they're feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated, that shift from I should to I could changes everything. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you find these tips helpful. And please don't try and do them all at once. Just pick one thing, one activity that feels right for you right now, whether it's decluttering the coffee table and just having 3 of your favourite things there, or creating a cozy nook in a zoned area of your place. Because it's not about creating a museum that looks perfect. It's about having a home that works for you and your family, but that doesn't overwhelm with too much visual noise, clutter, and items that are just going to make everyone feel more stressed and anxious and unable to focus. So I will see you next time.